Sunday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am bringing you today my first make of 2024, and I'm very excited about it. I just shared this fabric. The top has been made for a couple weeks, but I just shared this fabric in my recent fabric haul. So if you did not catch that video, definitely go check that out. I'll have a link up here in the iCard, and it'll probably pop up at the end of this video. But welcome to everybody that's new to the channel. Thank you for coming over. Thank you for clicking and watching. If you like it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And thank you for those who continue to tune in from week to week. So I am coming in today, as you can tell, it's a collaboration with one of my sewing besties, Miss Myra. And so I will definitely leave a link to her Instagram, because she will do a live on her review and her thoughts and what she did for her version of this. And I see I'm going in and out here. We had a little overcast. But we did a collaboration. We talked about doing this before the 2024, but it was just so much going on. But we decided to go ahead and make this, you know, our kickoff in 2024, our collab. But anyway, now this pattern, this is McCall's 7018. I will pop this up on the screen. Here's the thing. It's still available. It's on the Simplicity website as a PDF pattern. However, just like the Simplicity pattern 9325, it's not available on the website, but it's still available in the drawers at Joann's. This one very well may be. I have not checked if this is still in the drawers at Joann's. If it is, I highly suggest getting it from Joann's, because you can, like I said, you can still get this pattern on the Simplicity website, but it's going to cost a whole heck of a lot more, unless you don't run a sale or whatever, because on the website it's only available as a PDF download. So, you know, there's that you will have to consider. Maybe just keep an eye out for it when the patterns go on sale and then grab it at that time. But yeah, full price, I want to say it was like $15 or $16, $17, something like that. But you all know, catch a sale. So it is still available as a PDF download on simplicity.com, but it may very well still be in the drawers at Joann Fabrics if you can find it there. But yeah, because this is an older pattern. I purchased this pattern in September 2018, so it's almost, this year will make 6 years ago. And what drew me to this pattern, just to tell you a little bit about it, the size that I did get was a size 16 through 24. But what drew me to this pattern is that it's a knit button-up. At this time, I had never seen a knitting button-up top before. And, you know, like normally button-up is a woven top. But when I saw this pattern in 2018, I had never seen it before. And I kind of just forgot about it. But again, that's why I'm so excited about the pattern in focus, because I get to go through, like literally rifle through my stash and see some patterns that I had just fell to the wayside, because of course you're always buying the new patterns, but this is one I wanted to pull up. And so this is an easy pattern, and I would say for the most part it really is an easy pattern. The front placket, and I'll show it, I'll have to take this off to show you a couple details, but the front placket is grown on, so you don't have to stitch on a separate button placket. So that is really easy. And for me, you all know, I just love snaps. And this, I was thinking about doing buttons, but then I was like, I think I want to do snaps. And you can't see the snaps because I did the nickel snaps that I used from Cam Snaps. But, and you probably see Lady Dane over here. She is, you know, she's saying hello because she's going to be ready for you on Wednesday. So if you haven't subscribed and if you have not hit the bell, come back, because on Wednesday, this is the Know Me pattern that you all picked, the subscriber pick for the month of January. I have worn her. Yeah, come on back, come Wednesday, and you will hear all about that. And you're going to hear, if I might not plug, you're going to hear all about BHM Pattern Designers, the Sewing Challenge. I'll leave a link down to that below. By the time you see this, the link for the retreat is probably not in my description box anymore, because everybody who's on that list by noon, the day you're seeing this, will have already gotten the email for registration. And again, I will push that out depending on how this first push goes. And yeah, because remember, it's limited for the retreat. But anyway, so much exciting things are coming up. Make sure you are subscribed and stay tuned. So about this pattern, it really is not hard to put together. It is a really, really good pattern. There are only 7 pieces to this pattern. So you have the front, you have the yoke, which you cut out 2 yoke pieces, which is really awesome because you get to have the clean finish on the inside, which I will take this off and show you. Of course, you have your back piece, you have your collar band, your sleeve, and the cuff. I did, for my particular version, I did view B. View B has the contrasting collar, and then you have the cuff, which I will talk about here shortly. But this is a really good pattern. And if you want to try a knit button up, I did share with you the pattern that was sent to me from Naughty Bobbins. That's called a cookie, and that looks more proper, like preppy, I should say, more preppy button-up shirt, in this long sleeve. And so, but that's knit, so that's new to me. That one is, you know, that was the second one I've seen, but this was the very first one that I have seen. And so the fabric, both fabrics actually, my contrast and my main fabric, this is that knit modal that I just shared with you. This is out of stock. So Much Fabric no longer has this. I want to say she might have this or other colors of solid jersey knit, and so that's what I have. I have like a lot of this, the teal. What I wanted to do, as you can tell, is the contrast look here, and that worked out really well for me, and I like how I styled it. I will pop up a video, but how I styled it real quick is just with some sneakers, and I folded up the bottom of the jeans. These are those McCall's jeans I just made in December, and so just folded those up was the look that I was going for. Just something real casual, real super casual. But of course I still wore light jewelry for this because I wanted to go really casual, and so I just wore my necklace and then these earrings and then, you know, the bracelet. So again, this look I was going very simple on this, and so that's how I pretty much styled it for this particular look. And then the size I went for, so again, I did view B, but I cut out a size 22. This packet went up to a size 24. And so with my measurements, obviously you take all your measurements, and based on the thing I want to talk about with the measurements is because this top is very flowy and more loose fitting, especially around the hip. So you want to be careful when you are looking at the finished garment measurements. You don't want this, unless that's the look you're going for, of course, but you don't want it to be too big on you because there is a lot of ease in this pattern. And so I went with a straight 22 based on the finished garment measurements of the pattern piece. What I also did was, and I know everybody's not a fan, but because I know this pattern may be hard to get a hold of if it's no longer in the drawers at Joann Fabrics, and I knew I wasn't going to be paying the higher price just to download the PDF, what I did was I traced my pattern piece. I only traced the front and I traced the back. That's all, the only pieces I traced off. And it was just because you have the different, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 variations of this top. Now the bodice, if you look at the line drawing, I make sure I pop it up, you will notice view B is straight across front and back. But when you get down to view D, view E, and view A, you have a little bit of a dip in the back hem. And so make sure you check out Myra's video, her live on her Instagram. Again, I'll leave the link down below so you can see the version that she did. But yeah, I highly recommend this pattern because I want to make this again, and I want to make view D that the model is wearing, where it kind of has the ruched sleeves and you have the button that you can apply, or the other versions where it has just the collar, what is it, just the collar stand, and not the collar attached to it. So I like the different variations that you get with this. I do like the cuffs. It was really easy to put together. This was not hard. Time to put it together was probably 4 to 5 hours, and that's with breaks and whatnot. And so yeah, there was a couple, I do have a note, there was a couple areas in the pattern where it didn't tell you to top stitch that I still top stitch. I didn't mark down what area that was. Let me see, because I usually put things in my notes as I'm going through the pattern to say top stitch here, so when I make it again. But it was I didn't mark it in the instructions. It must have been in an obvious spot, because usually when I'm going through my patterns, I write down notes. So when I make it again, I remember, oh, don't forget to do this. And so I didn't mark it on here. So it must have been somewhere real obvious, where it's like, oh, how come we didn't top stitch there? So I'm sure it'll just come up again for me. But that is it. That is the pattern. I love this pattern. And when you have a nice, this is a nice drapey jersey, and so I love it. I love how it fits. I love the fabric that I chose for it. Let me take it off real quick and show you the inside, and then that'll be pretty much it. Okay, so I just switched tops real quick. So here it is. And what I will say, because you can use, depending on the weight of the knit that you make your top out of and you use for your collar, the contrasting pieces, for around the collar, I would suggest, depending on the weight, that feel free, use a interfacing for woven, just that, so this here is a little bit more sturdy. I didn't do that. I considered it because this fabric is a little thicker than this fabric, so you can tell the drape on this is really nice. So if this was my collar, I probably would have used a woven interfacing, but I didn't, because this was a little thicker of a knit. I just used knit interfacing, and so that worked out beautifully. Let me see if I can show you my snaps. Yeah, you can see my snaps. You all know I'm like in love with snaps. Again, I was gonna do buttons, but I was like, you know what, snaps I feel like will disappear in this print. And they did. And I like the way that looks. And then I'm gonna turn this on the inside out, because that's where you will see what I mean by the yoke finish. It just gives it a really nice finish. And for me, because you do cut out 2 yoke pieces, for me, I wanted to have my yoke piece be the contrast that I was already using in the fabric anyway. So let me see if I can hold this up. See that? Look at that nice clean finish. And I just decided to use that same contrasting piece that I used around the collar. And I serged everything. I mean, I just used a beige color thread that blended right in. But I absolutely love this. I can see when I was making it, actually, Myra and I did work on this together one of the days, and so one day, and so and she was saying the exact same thing, that as she was making it, she was like, oh, I can tell I'm gonna love this. Yes, I love this. Love. Super easy to put together. Love that it's knit. It works out. I'll pop up a couple pictures here, final pictures, and you'll see how I styled it as well. But I just love it. It's a nice casual look, run errands, whatever. And like I said, I'm wearing it with my jeans, and so yeah, I think I have pictures of me in this untucked and tucked. I like the tucked look better, how I wore it, as opposed to the untucked look. I think I don't know that I will wear it out. It depends. I think if I wore it out, I would want a different type of jean on, if I wore it out. But I mean, it can go either way, right? You'll have to let me know what you think. But yeah, that is it, everybody. This is, again, McCall's 7018. I highly recommend get your hand on this one. That doesn't take long to make at all. And if you've never made a knit button up, give this one a try. Definitely give this one a try. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So that is it. Head on over to Instagram so you can see Myra's version and, you know, what she did to her version. Love her version as well. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Thank you, Myra, for collaborating with me. I'm sure I did pop up her pictures earlier, but make sure you go ahead and check her out over on Instagram. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. And don't forget, come Wednesday, I will have this, and then I got some BHM pattern designer stuff to talk about. All right, everybody, have a blessed one, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye.